And you're watching Newsline. I'm Shweta Kothari. Our top story at this hour, addressing a public rally in Kanpur just a short while ago, Prime Minister Narendra Modi issued a stern warning to Pakistan and said that Operation Sindoor is not over yet. He also praised a Kanpur boy, Shubham Dwivedi, who lost his life in the Pahalgam terror attack. He talked about India's Atmanirbharta when it comes to defense preparedness as well as defense production. He hailed Indian armed forces and their response to Pahalgam terror attack. Also said that any act of terror by Pakistan in future will result in retaliation from the Indian army at a time of its own choosing.
हमने पाकिस्तान में आतंकियों के ठिकाने घर में घुसकर सैकड़ों मील अंदर जाकर तबाह कर दिए और हमारी सेना ने ऐसा पराक्रम किया कि पाकिस्तानी सेना को गिड़गिड़ाकर युद्ध रोकने की मांग करने पर मजबूर होना पड़ा। स्वतंत्रता संग्राम की इस धरती से सेना के शौर्य को बार बार सैल्यूट करता हूं। मैं फिर कहना चाहता हूं, ऑपरेशन सिंदूर के दौरान जो दुश्मन गिड़गिड़ा रहा था वो किसी धोखे में न रहे। ऑपरेशन सिंदूर अभी खत्म नहीं हुआ है।
Moving on a diplomatic visit to Indonesia, Congress leader Salman Khurshid, who is a part of an all-party delegation, said that Pakistan-occupied Kashmir must be returned to India, invoking Parliament's resolution on POK. He said that no talks can happen with Pakistan unless Pakistan's support for terror stops, and India has put the Indus Waters Treaty in abeyance as a signal of its seriousness. Khurshid also supported the abrogation of Article 370, saying that the move ended the problem of separatism in Jammu and Kashmir, paving the way for peace and prosperity in the region. Congress leader made these remarks during interaction with Indonesian think tank and media, adding that Jammu and Kashmir now feels fully integrated with rest of the India.
Fairly straightforward thing. One, that there is a long-standing unanimous resolution of Parliament of India saying that that the Pakistan-occupied Kashmir must be vacated and given back to India. And as you know, that even in the Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir, the seats that should have been in that area are kept vacant, just for this reason that we have a long-term commitment that area is to come back to us. That's one important factor. The second is that the government has reiterated this because often questions are asked about will you talk, will you not talk, etc. We have expressed our distress that repeated attempts to talk and negotiate have been betrayed by Pakistan by a subsequent attack, and several attacks have happened over the years.
Kashmir had a major problem for a long time. Much of that was reflected in the thinking of the government in an article called 370 of the Constitution, which somehow gave an impression that it was separate from the rest of the country. But Article 370 was abrogated. It was abrogated. And it was finally put to an end because so much time has passed. Subsequently, there was an election in 65% participation in election. There's an elected government in Jammu and Kashmir today. And therefore, for people to want to undo everything that has happened the prosperity that has come to Kashmir is something which is very, very unfortunate, and it will give a setback to anybody. And as you know, your part of the world, in all the countries in this neighborhood, nobody can be told, give up a part of your sovereignty, give up a part of your country, give up a part of your family. Kashmir and we are family together. Nobody can break up this family. Nobody can break up our home. That is the only message we are giving. And the limited exercise we need to do to ensure that our family remains safe is all we did for 4 days when we tried to give a message to Pakistan. Please don't do this misadventure. You will not succeed. And I hope that we've been able to give this message.
Moving on, Congress MP Shashi Tharoor has criticized the Colombian government for what he called a misplaced sense of sympathy in the aftermath of Operation Sindoor. Speaking from Colombia, where he is leading a multi-party delegation to drum up global support for India's stand on terrorism, Tharoor said, and I quote, "We were disappointed by Colombia's reaction. They expressed heartfelt condolence for the lives lost in Pakistan after the strikes, but not for the victims of terror attack in India." Tharoor underlined that there can be no equivalence between those who send terrorists and those who defend themselves.
I have to say that we were a little disappointed in the reaction of the Colombian government, which apparently expressed heartfelt condolences on the loss of lives in Pakistan after the Indian strikes, rather than sympathizing with the victims of terrorism. We will say to our friends in Colombia, there can be no equivalence between those who dispatch terrorists and those who resist them. There can be no equivalence between those who attack and those who defend. We are only exercising our right of self-defense, and if there is any misunderstanding here on this score, we are here to dispel any such misunderstanding.
And meanwhile, Congress MP Shashi Tharoor clarified that India did not engage in any third-party mediation with Pakistan following Operation Sindoor.
We can only speak to the contacts that our government had. We received a number of phone calls from senior United States officials and also from senior officials of other countries, of France, of UAE, of Saudi Arabia, and so on. And the message we gave to all these countries was exactly the same. We are not interested in war. We were just conducting retribution for a terrorist attack. If they stop, we stop. If that message was then in turn conveyed by such countries to Pakistan, it may well have had an effect in persuading Pakistan to stop, knowing that their stopping would also mean India would stop. So it's possible that that's what happened. But certainly there was no sort of active process of mediation that we are aware of, certainly nothing involving us, because we never intended to begin with, from the very first day when the first terror strikes, the anti-terror strikes took place on the night of the 7th of May, the next morning we gave a public briefing to the world, televised, saying that we have no desire to prolong this. If Pakistan retaliates, we will retaliate. If Pakistan stops, we will stop. That was our consistent position every day. So there was no change. They stopped, we decided to stop. We are not the belligerent power in this particular equation.
Meanwhile, Tharoor also raised serious concerns over China's growing defense ties with Pakistan. He said that China supplied as many as 81% of all Pakistani defense equipment.
China supplies 81% of all Pakistani defense equipment. Defense is a polite word. Pakistani military equipment, much of it is not for defense, but for attack. We also know, and this is something which we respect, every sovereign country has the right to do this, that the single largest project in China's Belt and Road Initiative is in Pakistan, the so-called China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. which is a corridor, a highway connecting China to a port in southwestern Pakistan that permits goods to be transported relatively quickly and economically to western China. So we are aware of that. And our concern is not with the rights of the Pakistani people to pursue development. Of course, they may do so, including with the partnership with China. Our quarrel is only with the perpetration of terror against us. If that will stop, the rest won't matter. We will pursue our own development, and we will happily leave Pakistan alone to pursue their development. With the blessings and help of China, no problem. But not when it comes to terrorism.
And moving on, the Karnataka government has sought to stop the release of films starring Kamal Hassan in the state unless the actor-politician apologizes for his recent remarks on the origin of Kannada language. Writing to the Karnataka Film Chambers of Commerce on Thursday, Minister for Kannada Culture, Shivaraj Tangadagi, said, and I quote, if Tamil actor Kamal Hassan does not apologize to the people of the state, Kannadigas, the films in which he has acted should be immediately banned in Karnataka, unquote. The actor's latest film, Thug Life, is due for release in theatres on 5th of June. Now, Tangadadi said that despite actor's recent remarks and his huge stature, the people of Karnataka cannot tolerate his remarks on their land. And therefore, he said, Kamal Hassan should immediately apologize to Kannadigas. Now, KFCC has given a Tamil superstar 2 days to apologize before they facilitate the release of his film in Karnataka next week. Meanwhile, veteran actor Kamal Hassan has refused to issue a public apology for his controversial remark that Kannada was born out of Tamil, saying he will not apologize if he is, and will apologize if he is proven wrong, not otherwise. The statement made during promotion of his upcoming movie, Thug Life, sparked widespread anger across Karnataka, with pro-Kannada groups and political leaders demanding an apology. But Kamal Hassan has remained defiant. He said, and I quote, this is my lifestyle, please don't tamper with it. India is a democracy, I believe in law and justice, unquote.
And I believe in law and justice, and I believe always love will triumph. And my love for Karnataka is true. My love for Andhra is true. My love for Kerala is true. So nobody will suspect it except those with an agenda. I've been threatened before. And if I am wrong, I will apologize. If I'm not, I won't. It's my lifestyle. Please don't tamper with it.